Hey guys, I thought I'd bring you something a little different today, and I have a art journal page I'm working on for Crazy Island University and the Journaling Crazy Island style class. If you don't know what that is, go over to crazyislanduniversity.com, spelled with a K. The link should be in the description below, and check it out. Anyway, I realized that I really wanted to create some of my own collage paper to use on my page. Although I'm not teaching this week, I did have something specific in mind I wanted to do. And the collage paper, I'm not going to show you how I did the page because you should go over to the class. I'm not teaching the class this week, so I'm not going to show anybody how I'm teaching the page unless one of the students that's paying for the class asks. But that being said, this is how I did the collage paper I used on my page, which I'm going to show you. I thought it turned out really cool. This one actually is still a little bit wet. I wanted to do something in pink, and I want to do actually some more in a teal color, which I'm going to show you how I did these. So I'm using rubber stamps. These two are created with my rubber stamps that just came out. They can be found in my Etsy store, which the link for that should be in the description below. And these are stamps from, some of the stamps are on each. I have two sets of unmounted rubber stamps, and these are some of the stamps, for actually a few from each set. Anyway, I liked the way they turned out. The first thing I did was take some plain white mixed media paper, and I used some of my FW acrylic inks to color the paper. And in this case now, I'm going, instead of using pink, I'm going to use these shades of blue and teal. I'm going to spray the paper first and get it wet. and I'm just going to drop some on. Just really kind of randomly. I love these FW inks, but the droppers don't always work worth a darn. Like that one. And some of these inks are kind of old, so they're hard to open, and they're starting to dry out a little bit. Oh, that one has crustiness all over it. Let's see. Like, this one seems like it's a little dry. I'm going to spray some water in there. These are acrylic inks, so they're like liquid acrylic paint. Some of them are flat, the ones I have, and some of them are pearlescent. There we go. Okay, so then I'm going to spray some more water on the page and really get the ink to pool, and I'm going to pull it out a little bit so it goes to the edge, or almost to the edge. I want it to be random. And then I'm going to get another piece of blank white paper, and I'm going to spray it with some water. And then I'm going to lay it face down on top. And just push, like you're doing an ink blot. It's a monoprint. And the idea is to soak up the excess ink and paint from the first sheet onto the second sheet. There you go. So we're going to let both of these dry, and then I'll show you how I did the stamping. Alright? I'll be back. Okay, now when you're doing this, you want to use like Inktense ink or acrylic ink, maybe even India ink, because you're probably going to take these handmade collage or scrapbooking papers, and you're going to use them in a mixed media piece, which is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to be gluing them down with other wet mediums, like heavy gel medium. So if I use watercolor or something like that to color these pages, then it's going to run when I get it wet with the glue. By the same token, I want to make sure I use archival ink, or in this case I'm using colored StazOn ink to do my stamping, because I also don't want the stamped image to run and blur. Now for this one, the blue one, I wanted to use a couple of stamps, I think. one of mine, maybe. I also have these really great stamps. This is one of them from a set from Patty Tolly Parrish. She is Inky Obsessions on YouTube and on Etsy. These are for sale in her Etsy shop. I like this one that she did with all of these different symbols. I'm thinking I'm going to do this one. I don't know if I'm going to add one of my stamps or not, but I want to do this one. Yeah, see, I like that. Let's keep going. And I'm going to turn my stamp. I don't necessarily want it to be all lined up in a row. This is collage paper. It's not something that I'm going to leave whole. I'm going to be cutting it up. So it can be really random. Oh, I really like the way this stamp looks on here. It looks good on the blue. And this is stays on in teal blue. Okay, so that's really nice looking collage paper. I like that. Now, of course, you don't have to do it tone on tone. You could do it in colors. The ink color that I used on this one, I love this flower stamp of mine. This is fuchsia pink and stays on. So now we have one more. Let's see. I don't know. Ooh, maybe this one. So I have this stamp. This is another one out of one of my sets. Let's see how this will look. Yep. Now, just like with the other stamp, I'm going to turn it. And if it overlaps or touches the other stamped image a little bit, I'm not worried about it too much. This particular stamp would be great on a border on a page. Oh, let me zoom out so you can see. Here we go. You just keep stamping until you have your page all filled up. And then you have some really nice handmade collage paper that you can use on something else, or you can use it as a background for another image. I like that. And then I'm not the best about cleaning my stamps. I usually just stamp them off onto my drop paper. It's usually about the extent of my cleaning that I do. I know it's not the best for my stamps. So there you go. So aren't those fun? Really fun. Homemade collage paper. If you want to use this in your scrapbooks, you probably can. Just make sure your paper, your inks, and your paints that you're using are archival and acid-free. Don't forget to go out, everybody, and have a great day. Do something nice for yourself because you deserve it, and I'll see you later.